Hey guys, so I record on my phone, like I say, and so when people call or something like that, especially as telemarketers from Kansas City for some reason keeps calling me. Kansas City telemarketers, and I think it might be like political shit, and it's annoying the fuck out of me. I have an app on there called on my phone called Haya, and normally I'll block it, but if I'm recording and they call, then they'll cut it off. And like I said, I record from my phone, so and I don't edit, so I may have to record something like 2 or 3 times because somebody then called and the video cut off. So, oh, I have to start over what I was talking about before. I was just talking about how I kind of try to stay off of I want to say it's mainly Facebook. I kind of try to stay off of Facebook because Facebook can have you in your feelings and your emotions. It can have you on an emotional roller coaster. And for me, I feel like I'm kind of a I pick up on emotions, or I'm very emotional when it comes to certain topics. So um it hit me a little different. It hits me a little different. I get real emotional, and when you are on a continuous emotional roller coaster, it can cause anxiety, which sometimes it does, and it can wear you down. Like physically, it can wear you down. Like your body just feels tired. Mentally, it definitely wears on your mental because sometimes ugh, I have to get away from it. So I kind of stay away from Facebook. So I may look at face. Normally, at first, I used to be on Facebook a lot. I used to always be strolling, but now Facebook is kind of what I'm trying to avoid. And I'm debating with myself if I should just like delete the app. But then again, like most of us in the U.S. and around the world, it's where we get our information and where we get our we can voice our opinions and just be in the moment of what's going on at the time. And so I'm up in odds with it. Not saying that I'm over everything that's going on. I'm not. I'm still highly pissed off, highly disappointed, just extremely tired mentally. Um, yeah, and I'm pretty sure a lot of us have those same feelings. So, but with Facebook, it's a different kind of, because it's you stroll down your timeline and there's nothing. I kid you not. Specifically on my timeline, there is nothing positive. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. It's from one bad thing to the next. And so it's so draining that I kind of try to stay off Facebook. Now, I know that a lot of people have been um, talking about the defunding of the police department and all that kind of stuff. I don't know what that entails because I haven't really did too much research on um, what that means and what steps they're going forward with, because there's always something. I do for sure support police reform, most definitely. To my understanding, it takes 6 months to become a police officer in the Americas, or North America, and um, other countries. It takes like 2, 3 years to become a cop. And you have extensive training, and they do mental health and different tactics they use. Like some of them don't carry weapons, and but as we know, America love their weapons. They love their Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. So not having a weapon is obsolete. That, and if you think about it, if we didn't have as many weapons as we did in the United States, there would be way less deaths. Way less deaths. There would be way less deaths. But for some reason, Americans love violence. They love violence, and That's what it is. And so, with my thoughts on the reform, I feel like, if other countries require 2 or more years to become a cop, because becoming a cop, you have a sense of power. You have power over the people who you patrol, basically. That's what it is. You have power. So, you have, you have, in most cases, especially in the U.S., you are judge, jury, and executioner out here. And that's power. That's power. And I think people who are ill-minded, people who have biases, who have hate, who have racism, who have um, stereo stereotype people, all that. If you give them the authority and the power over others, then the outcome is never good. It's never good, and that's what it is. And I think too many wrong people are given this privilege, because it's a privilege. Too many wrong people are given this privilege, and uh there's not enough energy put into making sure that the right people are given this privilege. You know, since we know for sure we cannot be a country that has no weapons, no, none of that, because they love to have their weapons and bear arms just in case of whatever, zombie apocalypse, whatever the fuck. Whatever fear they create in their mind is going to happen, and they want to make sure they have their guns with them. And so, you know, a police without guns is no, that's not existent. And so, since you give people the authority over others, the power over others, and you give them uh, deadly force to carry, then this is what you get. You know, even if you have some people who have ego issues, they have ego issues. So, for one, I'm the law, and you better not talk crazy to me or say anything crazy to me or attempt to whatever that I feel that you should not be doing. Not by the law, but what they personally feel that you should not be doing or have or use or say or whatever personally. You're giving them the right to you're giving these mentally ill people the right to patrol over citizens, and in return, people fear you. Your job is to protect citizens, but now people fear the police. They fear the police. Like, if something went down, you don't even want to call the police, because you might end up, if you're in a dangerous situation, you call the police, you might end up dead. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So, and that could be all across the board. It's mainly with people of color. We just gonna put that out there. That's to argue that point. You're just showing your ignorance. To argue the point, you're showing your ignorance. So I don't even want to hear it. But um, not saying that what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get my words right. Not to say that that same energy from police doesn't go across the board. They may um present that kind of superiority mindset with everybody they meet. you know it's a lot of people that's not black that have encountered these police officers that have no business being police officers. I'm gonna put it like that. I'm not saying that there's not. And I feel like if you're going to become a cop, you have to have that mindset that you're going into this job to help people, to protect people, to do it without bias, without racism, without stereotype. You cannot go into a job like that having all these preset um, images and preset wiring in your head and then expect to be a good cop, because after a while you yourself as a cop don't know what good from bad. It's all the same to you. And then without having any kind of repercussions on your actions, if they are ill-willed and 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 unlawful, then you're going to keep on doing it. You're going to keep on doing it, you know? Like a child, if they go to school and they are bullying other kids and they don't get reprimanded by their parents or the school, nothing happens to them, they're going to continue to bully that whole 4 years. That's what it is. And basically, that's what police do. They bully. They bully if they can. I'm not saying all. So don't get on here talking about, oh, it's not all. We have some good ones. But listen, if the good ones do not step in and show the bad ones how to be a good cop, then you just a bad cop too. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And all that blue lives matter. Blue lives is not a thing. And I know I'm probably going to get some hate for that. It's not a thing. There's no such thing as a blue life. I don't see blue people walking around here. I don't see people with blue skin walking around this earth. Never seen it in my lifetime. If you guys have seen somebody with blue skin walking through here, then, let me know, because I would love to see that. But it's the difference between a career that you chose. You chose this career knowing damn well it's a dangerous career, and you know the consequences that can come out of becoming a cop. You know your job. You know what you're supposed to do. You know the expectations of it. You know everything. That's a choice. You still chose to do that job. That's what a police officer is. A police is a career. That is a career. Being a person of color is not a choice. We don't know what color we're going to be born. That's not a choice. We are just born this way. We are born this color. And that's just life. You have white people. You have brown people. You have Asians are not yellow. So I don't know why people say that. That's not a thing. I would consider them more of white, lighter skin than yellow. That's not a thing. So you have all different shades of people, basically. That's what you have. All different shades of people on this planet. We were all put on this planet by God. We were all put on this planet. So I don't understand why you think just because somebody's skin tone is different that makes them less human. That is not correct, because if we were not supposed to be on this planet, we would not be on this planet. So everybody lives to die. Ain't not one person on this planet lived 1,000 years. Okay, if you get shot by a bullet, you're gonna die just like anybody else. You wake up in the morning just like everybody else. You go to sleep just like everybody else. You feed your family and work just like everybody else. Ain't no difference except skin color. So this is the issue. Why do people feel like, because somebody is different color, they should be treated differently? No. And as a police officer, you should not see that. That should not be a bias. You should not, because your job is to protect the people. It didn't say protect this color people or that color people. It said the people of your community. So, and if you can't do that, then you don't deserve to be a police officer, and that's just what it is. So I going back to my original statement, is that the reform should be like police officers who have on their record marks towards inequality in how they arrest people or anything like that, or abusive complaints or taking advantage of their power complaints. They should not be able to be police officers anymore, because just like if you put somebody in jail, if somebody shot somebody or beat somebody or harassed somebody, they go to jail. And then when they get out of jail, it's hella hard to find a fucking job, because you have that record on your goddamn on your file. You have that record that goes with you, and it's hella hard to find a job or obtain some kind of decent lifestyle because you have that record. The same should apply to police. If you have these records of abuse and all this other kind of stuff on your file and they see it, you should not be able to still become a police or go to another county or another state and become a police. It should be a registry out there that puts that in play. It should be you should get investigated outside of your own police investigating you. There should have some kind of setup play where people outside without the bias can investigate you and see if you were in the wrong or not. There should just be different things. That's why people say no, forget the police, because it's not just the police. It's the commissioners, it's the DAs, it's the judges, it's a whole thing. And you have to break all that shit down in order for anything to change. So defunding them, no, because yeah, people do need the police. We do need the police because you have some crazy motherfuckers out here that are just fucking crazy, but you don't need to call the police for some crazy motherfucker who you terrified of and get a crazy ass police. The person who you calling to help you, and they actually are the ones who end up hurting you. That's crazy. That's crazy. So that's my whole thing with the defunding of the police. I don't think they should defund them. I really think that shit needs to just change within the whole system. The whole system should be designed for everybody and just not specific people. Okay, it should be equal, and that's what I feel, and I think that's what everybody just want. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. People just want to be treated like they should be. We are human. So treat us with some humanity. That's the fuck it. It's not that deep. But, just the America. Mm.